Would you say that maybe paying too much for advertising is a common pitfall some new lawyers make? What are some common pitfalls in general you see them make?
I believe so. Well, common pitfall is, they say you have to have a website, which is true. Everybody has to have a website. But then there's these companies that tell you, look, come with us. We'll charge you this much. We'll get you on number one on Google. We'll get you on number one on Bing or whatever, on these certain search terms. Be careful about that because, all right, if this company is telling you that they're going to make you the number one criminal defense attorney in LA, and they're representing 4 or 5 different criminal defense attorneys, how are they going to make all of you number one, first of all? Second of all, you got to look at the market you're in. It's easier for you to advertise on the, when I say keywords, you can actually buy keywords and show up in Google searches. Let's say I want to buy criminal defense attorney, and I'm in Los Angeles. And for each person that clicks on that, I pay, I don't know, I'm using these figures as an analogy, like $10 or $20. Some keywords go for hundreds of dollars. But if you're in a smaller market, you don't have that much competition. So look where you are. Look at your demographics. Look who you're trying to reach. Look where you are located, because the cost of advertising could be a lot for little in return, depending on your locality. If you spend $1,000 in, I don't know, Kansas City, Missouri, the population is much less than LA, but you also have much less competition. Your $1,000 will go a lot. You spend $1,000 in Los Angeles on that same keyword, you're probably not going to get a good ROI on it.
That makes a lot of sense. It's a very valuable insight. I remember when I first started my LSAT website, I heard about paid advertising. I tried it, and like $50 of a budget was like gone in a day. And I'm like, where did all this money go? They just keep recurring the expenses there. But that's a very valuable insight. If you're in a smaller town, maybe the ad rep model does work, because if you're the only lawyer in town, the ads are cheaper,
right,
and you'll show up. But in LA or big major markets, of course, there's a million lawyers who are all buying the ads, and so they drive the price up. Really valuable.
I was talking to this older lawyer in LA, and he was telling me this was I don't remember if he said it was the late 60s or the early 70s. He was the only criminal defense attorney within a 15-mile radius. He didn't need to advertise. There was nobody else there. And, so if you needed a criminal defense attorney and you lived in this 15-mile radius, he was the only one. So you went to him. There was no competition. The only advertising tool out there was the Yellow Pages. All you needed was a Yellow Page the ad. And who uses Yellow Pages now? I mean, do you even see a Yellow Page anywhere? I don't even see them anymore.
No, they're done. They're gone.
So that's another thing. A lot of people, you have to learn how to go with the flow and the change in the advertising industry, or not just the advertising industry, in the world itself, the technology that changes. A lot of successful attorneys that were making a lot of money back in the day, when they refused to go into internet, or they didn't actually keep up with it, they lost that revenue, and they had to play catch up, and they could never catch up because somebody else was already there. So a lot of older people, they don't. YouTube, what's YouTube? I don't need to advertise in YouTube. I've been doing it on Yellow Pages. I'm doing fine. You got to learn to adapt. If you can't adapt, just like in any other business, you're not gonna succeed.
That's a very valuable insight. And one thing I'm excited about, although it's tough, for the new students graduating now, your recent grads for law school, is that they are web savvy, and they will, I hope, make use of these technologies like YouTube, Facebook, Google, Twitter, et cetera. There are so many opportunities out there, and it's great to see someone like yourself leading the way with, showing how it can be done. You've got your YouTube channel, you've got your podcast.